Hello everyone, welcome back to Tavian's World of Reptiles. I hope you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. As you can see, we have got Cruella, my anery corn snake, out on the tree today. She is out here solo. She's the only one who is feeling pretty active right now, so she's out here on the snake tree doing her thing. And I figured, again, I haven't talked about her also in a while, and I've gotten a lot of subscribers since I think I've last actually talked about her. And so I decided I would go ahead and talk a little bit about her while she was out, looking really gorgeous. So she is an anerythristic, I believe is how that is said, corn snake. And I got her about 2 years ago. She is up in age. She's about 10 years old. I got her about 2 years ago when I was working in an after-school program. There was a child who was coming to the park, and he had a garter snake that he would bring with him all the time. And he was very happy about this garter snake, and he loved it very much. And he always had a great time bringing it, and I always enjoyed his presence because, I love snakes, and I loved his passion for this animal. Anyway, there was another kid there who was not so nice, who ended up taking this snake from him and throwing it into the field, and the snake was lost and gone. And it was a snake that he had caught, but he had been keeping. But either way, he was very upset about this, and so I had put out a post on Craigslist because I didn't have an area where I was regularly seeing corn snakes, so I put out a post, not corn snakes, but garter snakes, and I put out a post asking if anybody, had regular access to garter snakes. I was looking to try to help this kid out, maybe find him another garter snake. Either way, somebody else reached out to me and was like, well, I don't have a garter snake, but I do have a corn snake that I think works great for kids. I might be a little bit bigger than what he originally had, but I think it will do great for him. So I was like, wonderful. I would love to see this animal. And he said it was a corn snake, so I went, and he showed up. It was actually the very same person I got Rumpelstiltskin, my hypomelanistic boa from, and it was this beautiful snake here, and he told me that she was about 8 years old, and I'm not sure if she was a breeder before this life, but because he is a breeder, so I'm not sure if he was using her for breeding purposes or what the story was, but ultimately he was getting rid of her, and so I got her, and I've had her since, because it turned out that somebody else came through and got the kid a garter snake by the time I saw him again the next day. So I now had this corn snake, and I've got to admit, up until this point, I had never wanted a corn snake. It really wasn't a species that I had been really drawn to. Where you going? You getting out of focus. You getting out of the camera. I can't see you. Where you going? So yeah, it wasn't a species that I was originally drawn to, because I've always been one that really liked the bigger bodied animals, and ones that, I don't know, I just like the pythons and the boas and all of that. And so corn snakes were really the last on my list when it really came to snakes that I was actually attracted to, and mostly because I had just kind of seen the generic corn snakes. I didn't really realize at the time that there were even that many different color and pattern mutations within corn snakes. But I ended up getting her, and as I had her and really got to observe her behavior and really look at her, I just kind of fell in love with her over time. I didn't even get to a point where I was just thinking, oh man, if I don't really like this snake, maybe I should just properly find it a home with somebody who will love and appreciate the animal, and not keep it. But as I allowed myself to keep her for a little longer and observe her behavior and get to know her characteristics, and I just really straight up ended up falling head over heels in love with her. Where are you going? You were getting to the top of your tree. You reached the top of your tree. Now you're just gonna be on a really weird plastic surface if you keep going forward. Huh. If you keep going forward, you're gonna end up on a really weird plastic surface. But I shall keep going up, 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 up. Corn snakes are pretty impressive climbers, you know? People underestimate just how much corn snakes climb. They are some pretty active snakes and they get moving, you know? I don't think we really consider just how active how much these animals do a lot of climbing. I think we just kind of expect them to be a little bit more ground dwelling than they are. We know that they can do a little bit of climbing. We kind of identify them maybe as like I don't even know, but I think I would identify at least my particular corn snake as semi-arboreal because she is always up on her branches. She is always climbing. When I take her out, she is always willing to go up. She's not trying to go down and hide anywhere. She's trying to go up and she's trying to climb. Occasionally, when she is done with her level of activity, she will start trying to go up underneath an enclosure where she'll try to curl up for the night or a day or whatever. But ultimately, when she is active, she is going. You can see she is just like up and she's moving. She's trying to figure things out. You know, when it comes to intelligence with snakes, I always would definitely say that some pythons are more and the most intelligent of the snakes. But corn snakes are pretty smart and intelligent animals too. I think it has a lot to do with their just diurnal nature, like being awake during the day. They just appear to be more alert, like they can see and understand more what's happening around them than nocturnal animals for the most part. And I'm not saying all nocturnal animals, and I'm not saying all colubrids or corn snakes, but that's just been my personal observation with that. But yeah, they're amazing animals, and I'm really glad I ended up keeping her. I have no regrets, and maybe one day in my future I could see myself owning even some more corn snakes. But so far, she's been my main girl. I did have another corn snake way back when, right along with her at one point. It was right after. No, I didn't know it was before her. It was before her. And it was right after my very first snake, Akasha, my ball python, passed away due to a freeze. And I had my roommates at the time had a friend who ended up donating their albino corn snake to me. He was a big boy. He was stunning in replacement, I guess, in their thoughts, of my lost snake. And I had him for a while, but then me and those roommates ended up having a falling out, and I had to give them a 30-day notice. And when they were packing up while they were at work, they took that snake and the tank that I bought for it and everything inside of it, and they left. And then I never saw them or that snake again, and I'm pretty sure they just sold it. Yeah, so later on, I ended up getting this corn snake, and I really did fall in love with her. And so those two were really the ones that changed my whole outlook on corn snakes. And I'm really glad that I've had the pleasure of getting to really observe these beautiful animals and to grow to appreciate them. I mean, look at that belly. This is my favorite part of her body, is this belly. It's absolutely amazing. Love the checkerboarding on it, and it's like probably the most iridescent part of her body. I cannot wait for the summertime when I can get straight real pictures of her outside in the sun, because that belly does some things in the sun, I tell you what. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk a little bit about her. You know, she's a beautiful species. Corn snakes are wonderful. I don't want to ever say that they aren't amazing creatures. I won't, I'm planning on doing a top beginner snakes for myself. And you're not going to see corn snakes on there, but just because you see them on a million other different top snakes things. So, but they are a really wonderful species, especially for beginners coming into the hobby. And there are massive amounts of different colors and pattern mutations that anybody can find that works best for them. I think anybody can find a species of corn snakes that just really, or a color of corn snake that really pulls to their heart. Oh my gosh, she's being super silly. She's being super silly. What are you doing? You trying to figure it out? Trying to figure out which route you want to take to get back down, huh? Being super silly. But yeah, corn snakes, great snakes. They're part of that colubridae family I just did a video about not long ago. So, yeah, check them out. If you're interested in them, please do, because they are great, and they are not rocks. They are definitely, they can be active. As you can see here, they can climb. They can do their climbing thing, and they will do their climbing thing. They can be about as active as pythons sometimes. So, yeah, anyway, that's all, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up because I think I'm just getting to the point where I'm just starting to ramble to fill in dead space. But yeah, so you all take care, love yourselves, love your loved ones, love your reptiles, and you all keep spreading those herbs.